Good morning. It's a Monday. It is the start of what's going to be an absolutely beautiful week weather-wise. 75 to 80 degrees and sun all week. It's going to be gorgeous. Our crops are going to take off and grow. We've got to do a little bit of stand establishment evaluations this morning. We need to replant checks. We're doing replant checks to see if we need to replant anything. I have a feeling we've got one field of corn and we're going to end up piecing some in. And I don't know on the beans. We got to look around. Every day they look better. They look better and better and better every day. So we need to scout, and we'll see. But first up this morning, I have somebody that needs another 3 or 4 bags of beans to finish up planting, and he is sitting at my warehouse right now. So I'm going to go get them for him. Let's go do some scouting. Dad's delivering or returning some empty chemical totes, shuttles. He's sprayed a lot in the last couple of weeks, so all of our pre-emerge herbicides are done, and that empties a bunch of totes. All right, this is my field that I am very concerned about the corn in the stand. So this was planted on April 27th. It was not super early. That's normal planting window, but it was still a little chilly at that time, and this is just a tough, crappy farm. We've clearly got corn. You can see we've got some coming, but we've got some of these stragglers here, and I don't know. We need to evaluate our stand. It doesn't look as bad here as it did the other day. Are these late ones going to make anything? Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know what to do about this one. We're gonna take a look. I just saw Brock heading to the farm, so I'm gonna go get him or talk to him, and then we'll go back and look some more. Called my agronomist to say, hey, what do you think? Which it's really hard for him to give me a replant recommendation over the phone. I didn't expect him to, but 15 to 20,000 plants per acre is not enough. It's not enough. So I think we're gonna end up replanting, but we gotta look around and see how bad it is. Is it 5 acres? Is it 10 acres? Is it 50 acres? Is it 100 acres in that field? I don't know. All right, we've got Brock taken care of. He's going to go do some mowing today. So we're back over here in this field. Now right here through this low ground and this draw right here, that corn actually looks halfway decent. But let's take some stand counts. What I'm debating here and trying to figure out is this a patch job where we try and fill in just on the hills and where it's thin, or are we planting the whole field? I really don't think taking a field cultivator to it and tearing out what's here is the right thing to do, because you'll never get it all, and then it'll be scattered mess, and that's not good. Problem is, if we try and just piece this in and we plant it at our normal rate, we're going to get way too much overpopulation, and that's no good. So yeah, I don't really know. Replanting is one of the worst things. It just sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, because that one's a double. That's borderline as to be whether that's enough or not. I end up picking up more rocks than I do scouting sometimes, but whatever. Oh gosh, how much damage am I gonna do if I run an opener right down that row, right on top of what's already there? Am I gonna take all those out? Should we set the planter at 10,000, 15,000, come in and patch some in, try and stay as close to the row as we can but not being right on it? We can do that. We have RTK implement guidance, like it's possible. I don't know here. And here's why this gets frustrating, because I mean, it looks beautiful that way, and right here we've got 28,000. Like, this is fine. We don't need to replant here. But where do I? Right there we do. Dang. Okay, well, we're gonna keep driving around this field. There's a ridge here that's no good, and then it drops off and gets a little better, and then it gets crappy on the other side of the field. So we're gonna go over there and look. Does it show up here how there is nothing in this area, and then over there it looks really good? Like it's totally soil types, right? Like right there, there's a defining line, and this side is good. Over there, not so good. And we're seeing some more of that. It's thin right through here. You get down on the low ground and it looks really good. But you look down the rows and you're like, that corn's fine. But it's not. It's just some of it came, some of it didn't. And it's not thick enough. Corn cannot compensate for a low stand like beans can. Beans, if you're half a stand, you'll probably be okay. It was a little wet right here, but most of this and the rest of the area is fine. Beans, if you got half a stand, they'll compensate and they'll probably make it. Be okay. Corn, you lose half your ears, you're in big trouble. See, like right here where I measured, I got 8. 8,000's not even close. This row hit 12. That's a 10,000 average. We go 100 feet that way, and I bet we're pushing 25 to 30. So we're going to end up patching this in, and we're going to do the whole drop the planter where we think we need to drop the planter thing, which is going to be a giant pain in the butt. Because you have no idea how many acres you're going to do. You don't know how much seed you're going to need. You just don't know. You don't know how any of it's going to work. So that's our project for today. Maybe just this morning. Hopefully we can get it done quickly. Oh, we're in a different field. This is, well, this corn was planted a week ago last Friday, so just over a week ago. And you can see it. It's all coming. Looks pretty decent. That's good, and it makes me happy. So this would have been the first stuff we planted after that, like 2.5 week rain spell when we were out of the fields. I'm waiting for Dad to get back. I want to have him come over and look at that with me just to verify what I'm thinking is what he would do as well. Sometimes a second opinion helps. So I came out to this field right behind the barn. This was planted on April 13th, second day we planted corn. And I just wanted to compare the stands. And not that any of you doubted my decision to plant corn then, but a lot of people around here did. And I just want to prove a point, I guess. I'm proving a point. Corn planted April 13th. Start at 17 feet 5. So right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. They're every single one of them. This corn came up perfect. It's beautiful. That's fantastic. Oh, it's beautiful. Should have planted more on the 12th. Oh well. Now this is a little different soil type. This is much better tiled. It's drier than that field up there on the corner, which is where our replant is. That far apart, 2 weeks planting date difference made that big of a difference. This is a good farm. It's a good farm because we've owned it for 40 years, 43 years. And we've tiled it, and we've done a lot of fertility work, and we've made it a good farm. Oh, okay. So after Dad and I went and looked at that, we have a new plan. Not really a new plan. We just have a little bit different approach. But we're going to go do some replant. We got to move the sprayer out of the way because I want to put some water into my fertilizer tanks. Dilute out what's in there, a little bit that's left, and help flush everything out. So we're going to do that. We're going to get the planter out. We're going to go get some seed. I have no idea how much we're going to end up doing, but we'll put some bags in the planter. We'll put some bags on the planter and go do what we need to do. The plan here, this is going to look really stupid, really weird. People are going to be like, what in the world did they do? But it's okay. We're going to go out and plant. We're going to try and make sure everything that we plant is in 120-foot blocks, meaning 2 planter passes side by side, and try and keep them fairly square. And the reason we're going to do that is because we're going to take some chemicals out tomorrow. We're going to use our planting map, and we're going to spray the existing corn where we replanted to kill it. So it's going to look dead and brown, and there's going to be patches all over this field. It's going to look terrible. until the replant corn comes up and fills it in. But the worst thing we can do is have, you know, a double stand or a rate and a half where it's thin and we got to replant some, and then you've got some of the plants out there that are 2 to 3 to 4 growth stages ahead of the good replant corn that's a good stand, and it's just going to cause it to be uneven. It's going to make the replant stuff more of a weed than an actual filling in and producing an ear kind of thing. We don't want that. We want everything to be even and to be the same growth stage. You know, we talk about how important it is to get the corn to all come up within the same day or two. Same type of thing. You put a 3-4 week difference in growth stages, the later stuff isn't going to make anything, and so we've got to keep it even. So the idea was floated of running tillage. The problem is the tillage is going to take out most but not all of it. The idea was floated of just piecing it in, but then you've got this growth stage issue. The best option that we've come up with is to plant what we need to plant, make a map of it, use that map to turn the sprayer on and off, and kill what's already there. It could be 20 acres, it could be 50 acres, it could be 80 acres. I really don't know how much we're going to do. The east half of the field looks better than the west half, so it's not going to be a fun day. Our water tanks are all empty, so I had to hook a hose up. We'll have to wait a little bit for some water to go. But check it out. See, now we've got a hose filling my water thing there, and I've got a sprayer where I can use them both at the same time. And I get that, you know, there's only so much water, but when I'm not using that, it's filling that at full speed because of my new little fancy valve we got over here. This is not permanent mounting location, but yeah, check that out. We made this up with big valves and everything that doesn't restrict the flow at all. Works good. All right, we've got some water now, so we're just gonna fill this one up. This is our 2x2 tank, and we're just putting water in. So there was maybe 50 gallons or so of fertilizer left in there. We're gonna dilute it out. We do not need to add starter fertilizer with replant because we've already got starter fertilizer out there. So we're just gonna use up what's already in our tanks. And if we get these empty and we're still planting and we're back here, we'll put some more water in to flush everything again. But diluting the water out is gonna do a lot. There is just a little bit of the in-furrow in here, 20 gallons maybe, I don't know. We're gonna do the same thing there. We won't fill that tank up, but we'll put quite a bit in there. We can turn our rate up to use it up if we need to. All right, we got what we need here. I'm just gonna drive the planter down to the seed warehouse where all my extra corn is, and we'll load it up there. How much do I put in? That's the question. How much do we need? Well, my extra corn pile is shrinking here. So we're gonna use up this pallet right here that's down in front of me. That's 102 day. Appears that I have 14 bags of it. That'll do the minimum that we're gonna do. We might need more than that. That pallet on the bottom over there is 103 day. We'll use that up. We've got some other stuff leaving here. Going to a different dealer. I've got a box there of some 99 day stuff that is really good corn. I wouldn't mind planting it, but I don't think I need a full box worth. A full box would be if we were gonna redo that whole field. And we're not gonna redo that whole field. All right, so another consideration to this, or just a factor here, it doesn't really change how I'm going to do anything, but we do have crop insurance, right? We buy a crop insurance policy that covers all of our stuff, and part of that crop insurance policy is a replant policy. And so this corn that we're going to replant is in fact covered under that replant policy, and they'll pay us something, I don't know if it's like $40, $45 an acre for however much we have to replant, provided we have at least 20 acres. We're gonna have at least 20 acres. So the catch to this is that you have to tell them before you replant that you're going to replant. So I have called our agent, or at least my buddy that's used to be the agent who still works for the, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I called him and let him know that, hey, I'm gonna go do this. Can I go plant? And he said, well, hold on, I gotta call the adjuster, put the claim in or something, because you can't do anything until they approve, not really approve it, but they tell you that it's okay. And so I'm waiting on the adjuster to call me and say, yes, you can go. If we were going to tear it out with a disc or a field cultivator or something, they would have to come look at it first. Because we are not gonna do that, and we're just gonna go in and plant it, they can come and look anytime, and the old stuff will still be there. It may be dead, but it will still be there. And so I can go and plant it before they look, and then they'll just come and approve it whenever. I don't know how they'll handle it. Maybe under a certain amount of acres, they don't even have to come look. I don't know. But it's not a super huge determining factor on whether or not I'm going to replant. I'm going to do it regardless. The fact that we have the policy there and they might pay us something to do it means you use it. You use it if you have it, right? So anyway, it is about lunchtime, a little early, but I'm going to go grab some early lunch. We're going to wait for that phone call, and then we're going to go knock this stuff out. Hopefully it only takes us a couple of hours. It should go really fast because we can plant fast, we can drive fast. We just have to drive across the whole damn field is the problem. And it's going to take a little bit of time. So that's where we're at. We have avoided this as long as possible. Let's go get it done. Replant 23. Ugh. All right, well, we're doing this. Yeah, we just have to make the call where we drop the planter and where we don't. So right now we're doing end rows. We're gonna replant some cool stuff. Number one, we're using our auto path. So when we planted this, it recorded where the planter went and recorded those lines. So now we're following those lines. Like all of my, even where I hand drove, it is going to follow exactly, and it has got those openers directly on the seed, the few plants that are there. So not that it's going to totally take it all out, but we're definitely going to damage the existing stand. So, which is the plan anyway. It's fine. It's fine. This is not fun. Not like right here. But over there, it's no good. We're going to replant a lot more than I thought here, I think, by the time we're done with this. I just got out to dig a little bit and look how we're doing. And I quite literally was digging up seed, and I found an existing plant that had a new seed, like exactly where it was. Like we're literally putting the new seed exactly where we put the old seed. Yeah. Oh, this is not fun though. Not fun. It's so hard to tell where we should plant and where we shouldn't. We're gonna end up doing way more than we need to, I think. For science reasons, for comparative purposes, we're going to leave the first two rounds there. You know, the one with the electric poles that we don't want to have to dive around with the planter or the sprayer. We're just going to use that as our comparison. We're not going to replant it for science, not because I'm lazy and don't want to do it. Oh, man. Okay, so the approach that we have taken where we are going to do blocks and kind of spray it off means that every round has to be the same. So like over there, if I drop the planter going that way, I had to drop it coming back, right? So then we get these blocks like this, which means instead of a 60-foot wide planter, we're essentially 120-foot wide. So like right in front of us, the corn looks okay. Then I have to kind of look, does it look okay over there? Yeah, probably. So when we get up to this, somewhere in here, we're gonna lift the planter up, slow down, lift it out of the ground. And I pulled up a variety map because we're two different varieties, so it stops painting now. We're driving over this good corn, looking over there. Yeah, that looks okay, And then up here, there's a spot we're gonna have to drop it, and then we'll have to drop it over there. It's this ridge. But I'm reminded of a saying that I used to have when I was doing replant in the past. And if in doubt, drop the planter. If there is any question whether or not you have a good enough stand, drop the planter. Put it in the ground, plant it. You're not going to come back and do this again, and you can't grow a crop with no stand. This stuff that we were planting now, does it have as much potential as it would have? And we're good again. In April? No, it probably does not. But it has better potential than stuff that doesn't have a stand at all. So when in doubt, like right here, drop the planter. Put it in the ground. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more here than I was hoping. We are on, our fourth round now. We've already got over 22 acres planted. Second time, so, I mean, it's getting better as we go across here. This was definitely the worst side of it. But we're probably going to do over 50 acres by the time we're all said and done here, so. Oh, no fun. On a good note, Phil just called me. He's been looking at beans all morning, and he's not saying that we don't have to replant, but he's saying that we need to wait a couple more days because there's still stuff coming. And that's a good thing. So looks like maybe our beans might possibly be okay. We'll see. Oh man, do I drop the planter? If in doubt, you drop the planter. I hate this job. Well, the seed that we had didn't even get us to the woods. I got 2 bags on there yet we're going to throw in. And we'll plant this variety out and we'll go reload with some more, a different variety. You can see what we're doing to the corn that we're planting through here. Tearing some of this stuff out. Some of it's going to recover, some of it's not, but that brings up another problem. I can't spray that corn. It's not going to do anything because it's not enough. I mean, if it's buried or something, we're going to have to give this a day or 2 before we can spray it. But we have to do it before the replant corn comes up. Otherwise, we'll be doing this again. So that complicates this. Maybe not enough of it will survive to even bother replanting. I don't know. We're going to have to come look at it tomorrow or the day after. But you can see we've got plenty of moisture. We're getting the seed down in there nice. I'm happy with it. Look at that. Right there is a root of an old plant. Right there is a new seed. That's incredible. I'm putting them right on top of each other. We do have a little bit of a sidewall there, but not too bad. I'm not too upset with that. It still sucks, but do what you gotta do.
This stuff and you read about in the head.
All right, we were out of seed. So what did we plant there? About 29 acres. Yeah, that's about what we were supposed to plant. So go to corn. It's still got all the stuff from the first time, so you got to look at the variety here. Area worked. Oh no, 35 acres. Yeah, because I ran out of fertilizer, and that 29 number was how much fertilizer, water that we had applied. So yeah, so we've done 35 acres here so far. The map of the field looks like that. All of this brown is what we replanted. We are up to here. We've got to go across the purple yet. And the pink areas that shine through are what we did not replant. You can see we're replanting the vast majority of it. So yeah, we're gonna go put another 10 bags or so in, throw a bunch on the platform, and hopefully make it across this field. It does get better as we get to the east, so I don't think we'll be quite as much once we get over there. But like I said, when in doubt, drop the planter. All right, we put another 6 bags in each hopper, so 12 bags opened and in the planter. I threw another 10 on the platform. Hopefully that's enough. Refilled our fertilizer tanks with straight water this time. Oh, let's go do some more replants. Ah, dropped you. Sorry. We're getting there. We are getting there, but we're about out of seed. So I think we need to top it off. Oh, we're almost done here. Another round or 2, and we'll have it wrapped up. Our seed bins are low. They're about empty. We're probably going to have to put another bag or 2 in. There's definitely spots that are getting replanted that shouldn't be, like right here. And there we're out of seed. And there are definitely some other spots that should be replanted that are not getting, but it's okay. Guy over there, he's our crop consultant, or works for our crop consultant. They're taking our soil samples for us. So basically all of the bean ground, especially any bean ground that's not going to wheat this fall, we pull soil samples on, and they do it in the spring, usually right after we plant, and we'll use those results to make our variable rate fertilizer maps for this fall. Last pass along the side here. I ended up having to put in another bag, split it. I put 2 in the last time, or 1 on each side, and then I split 1 here. So we're gonna have enough seed. I got 1 more full bag on there, but I'm not gonna open it. We'll get close enough here and be what it is. So yeah. That was no fun. We planted a lot more than I really intended to, wanted to, but I guess that's how it goes sometimes. So, I suppose we should look around a little bit more. We'll have to wait for some of this late planted stuff to come out of the ground, but I really don't think there's going to be any more replant. I think this was it. So, that's good. Well, we're by the trees where stuff's not going to be any good anyway, and the rows are running out. We're just going to let it plant up to the corner here and plant as much out on all of these as possible. We want as little leftover seed as we can get. Like I said, nothing's going to grow here next to these trees anyway, so it doesn't really bother me if the stand's a little poor. And of course, we picked up one last rock in that last few hundred feet, stuck in our closing wheels. Great. Okay, I think we're done. I think we're done with the corn planter for the year. 35.67 plus 2.84. We ended up doing 88.5 acres. That's, well, there goes our crop consultant. That's quite a bit. That's a lot more than I was hoping. But it's what it is of 128. So that means there's only about 30 acres in that field that we did not replant. Long planters and sharp turns with ditches. Not good. Okay, well, I got some chemicals ordered to kill off the corn where we just planted. We're gonna give it a couple of days, meaning not spray it tomorrow, maybe the day after, to let it kind of recover and get some of that dirt off its leaves and stuff, because you gotta get the chemical on it. And yeah, that's gonna be a high stress application, let's say. Because any drift is going to kill corn that we don't want to kill. But I think it's the right thing to do because we don't want that established corn there competing. It's not a good enough stand to produce a good crop, and the worst thing we could do is have it affect the replant crop. I don't know if that's the right way to do it or not, but that's how we're doing it. So I have to get out of here a little early tonight because you remember last year when I had to go to preschool graduation? Yeah, this year I have to go to kindergarten and preschool graduation tonight. So yeah, it'll be fine, but it's a little ridiculous. Anyway, I've got that, so we'll be back tomorrow. I'm hoping we're gonna spray wheat tomorrow. It is time for our head scab fungicide on wheat, so we'll see what Dad's got going on, but that's my plan for tomorrow. So also, we've got a box of beans to treat. I had a customer that needs a box for replant and wanted to come and get them tomorrow, so that's first thing in the morning. We're going to treat a box of beans and then go spray wheat, I think. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night. We will see you again tomorrow.